Last topic of the evening is Warner Brothers, Netflix, Paramount, and who knows, maybe more coming on the line. But rumor has it that, well, it's not a rumor, it's a fact. Paramount wants to bid for Warner Brothers. And now the word on the street is Netflix is also interested. And this is something that we, Flicks, just to put you up to speed, as DC fans have been campaigning as well. Um, when all this started to happen with the DC fandom fracture, pretty much it happened when James Gunn took over DC, and when we understood, many of us emotionally were like, "Fuck you, James Gunn." Blah, blah, blah. Others, like ourselves, understood that the business side that unfortunately this company was bought, and when you get a new owner, different coach, different quarterback, different liner, whatever, you get my meaning.
Yeah.
So we understood that changes were going to be had, but at least some sort of respect for your consumers, your customers, the ones that pay for your product, at least listen for their petition. And us as fans have been campaigning for Snyder to finish his story, because,
And,
like we said, it's only two movies left.
and I think it's
And
also important to highlight just how many campaigns there are because it's not like we just did our, hashtag Henry Cavill thing, hashtag wallets closed. There's so many different hashtag campaigns in this fight. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse, hashtag
release the
make the
release the
Batfleck.
the Snyder cut. That was the first one.
The first one was release the Snyder cut. That's what kicked everything off, and that's how we got the Snyder cut. But now, as we've shifted, and we're trying to get the end of Zack Snyder's DC arc, it kind of reformed into there was restore the Snyderverse. There was hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix, which is something that it was something that I did a lot of promotional material for back in the day because it's something that I believe in. I still believe in until this day. And I do want to take this time right now to actually, I want to say this because there is a reason. How do I want to word this? There, there have been people pushing this idea for a very long time. At one point, I was a very big pusher of this idea as well. Okay. But the idea was hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix. And as we are now shifting into this moment where it actually seems like this is a real possibility, I am not going to sit here and ignore the people that made that a possibility. So I want to say to the Zack Snyder Cell movement, to guys like Skywalker the Jedi, guys like Bat Dan, Josh, that entire community, you guys earned this. You guys have been pushing and pushing and pushing, and now we are seeing it. We are seeing it. And, there's a lot of platforms out there that don't like to give credit where it's due. And I've always said, and I've had my differences too with certain people, and we've all had our differences at some point or another. But what I want to say is though is that you guys earned this. Thank you guys for continuing to push that message because it seems to me like this is the reality. This is what's coming to fruition. And we're going to have a conversation about Paramount and Netflix and all that. I do want to say, though, that I personally think Netflix is the best place that would guarantee the Snyderverse to return. Because not only have we had these hashtag campaigns talking about this for years now, okay, we have also had we've had the former head of Netflix, I think it's Scott Stuber, even came out at one point and
Stuber.
acknowledged this movement and said the more Zack Snyder, the better. We want more Zack Snyder on this platform. So if Netflix, in my opinion, were to get DC, Snyderverse is guaranteed, almost I'd say 99.99% guaranteed to come back. And I think we will get that conclusion if it gets over there. Whereas if Paramount buys DC, I don't think anything is guaranteed. We could, if Paramount were to get DC, we could be looking at another reboot all over again. So I don't understand why certain people in this fandom seem to be shilling for it to go to a company like Paramount. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If it goes to Netflix, it's guaranteed that we're going to get a conclusion to Zack's story. So why aren't we unifying and trying to push it in that direction? You get what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
guys get what I'm saying? Everybody,
Yeah.
it makes sense?
Yep.
So yeah, I just, like I said, I want to give credit to the guys who have been pushing that movement for many years now, because this was your guys' doing and you guys deserve all the credit in the world for it. So thank you guys. Thank you to the Snyderverse to Netflix movement. Thank you, Skywalker the Jedi, for taking this fandom down this path. Because yeah, man, if it wasn't for you sparking that idea, I don't think we'd be here today. I don't think we would be talking about this. I don't think we would be looking at a article about Netflix reportedly planning to bid for Warner Brothers. So congratulations, guys.
All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
I,
All righty.
I,
So,
I just wanted
go
to throw my hat in there with this offering. Just I think you're correct, Raw Talks. Between the two, Netflix is the home as far as it. And I've been following Netflix for such a long time, and it's only been recent since they've actually been like in the green. Like they've been a company that it took them a while to make a lot of money. Yet they were shelving out a lot of money to create these original movies or series or whatever it is. They are the home now. I mean, they're streaming live events now, so they have a lot of money backing them. I think this would be a perfect. Especially for the viewership. The viewership would be tremendous. I don't know how much different, because I see someone in the comments saying if it goes to Paramount, it's still a win because Cavill will return. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Raw Talks?
I don't.
Where's
what
that
do you?
comment?
Yeah, where is that coming from? Where are you based? What information are you basing that off of? How do you know that Cavill will return? I
Yeah.
know that if it goes to Netflix, Netflix is basically Zack Snyder's home. They have the first look deal with him.
Yeah.
I know that if it were to go there, I think it's almost guaranteed that the Snyderverse. It's somebody used the analogy. I think it was Skywalker. I did check out his stream when this was all announced. He used a football analogy. He's like, all we need to do is kick a field goal. Let's just kick the field goal and win the game. I totally agree with that. Netflix is a field goal kick away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that, to be honest. I would love to see it continue on there.
Yeah. And the thing is too is that doesn't mean it's not going to get a theatrical release. Netflix is putting more and more films into theaters, and I think
True.
if you want to start introducing the audience to more, like putting bigger Netflix movies in theaters, what better IP to do it with than Zack Snyder's Justice League?
The past is their top choice, and he has popularity. When has Paramount said this?
Yeah, if you could provide me with a link or an article, I definitely take a look at it.
This is new to me as well.
Sin Havoc says Netflix is buying theater chains as well. So again, there you go.
So if this did come out on Netflix, what would be the best case scenario for you guys? To give it like a month theater run and then have it on their streaming platform, or would you want it longer in theaters before, or same day, like how they did? Who did that? Was that HBO? Did that?
Yeah.
That was no.
HBO Max did that with some of their other projects. They did that with some of the projects during COVID. But no, I would not want same day. I would like a real theatrical run.
So
So let me just wrap that up, Phil. If they're getting in the business of theater, treat it like the business of theater.
True.
So this is the thing also, because one of the things that is also happening is a lot of tech companies are starting to buy companies. That's why you got Oracle, Ellison's dad was the CEO there, to bid for Paramount. So he's got the money there. So basically, these tech companies are buying up companies. So Netflix is a tech company.
Mm-hmm.
So it started as a tech company, and it has evolved to studio, to studios and content creating and all that. Now, the good thing about buying Warner Brothers is, like you said, Rox, it's the theatrical, and also Warner Brothers is the is
Okay, hey,
one
so
of the few. Let me
yeah,
finish.
finish up.
Is
I
one
got
of the
sorry, that's my fault.
is one of the few studios left that do physical media.
Okay,
So there you have a market for Netflix to get into physical media. Going forward, like I said, the theatrical run and the physical media, because Netflix doesn't do physical media. I think it's like you have to do like a petition with Netflix for certain movies to be released in physical media. I think I've seen a few out there, but I know people are like a lot of filmmakers are advocating for physical media, and Netflix is the only one who doesn't do physical media. So in a way, it's more money in their pocket. So what's your take on this, Flix? What do you think?
I mean, it is a little disheartening about the physical media aspect of it. I've seen people like resort to making bootlegs of stuff because they want that, certain show or whatever, or program or a movie on physical. But like you said, it does open up the possibility for them if this does come to fruition, and if they are. I didn't even know they were buying up theaters. I did not know that. Um, that they would want to put it on physical. They would want to recoup as much as they can, right? And you can only do that by merchandise and all this other stuff that goes along with it. So
I think Netflix
yeah,
does have a history of bringing stuff to physical. I'm pretty sure they have.
I was thinking
Just
that
like
too. I think I've seen a
Netflix
couple of titles that might be.
physical. I'm gonna pull it up. 1 second.
Yeah.
I think they did Stranger Things. I think that. Hang on. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, Stranger Things have definitely been on physical.
Yeah, Stranger Things season 1 and 2, The Crown, The Irishman, Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, Castlevania, all of this stuff, House of Cards, all of this stuff has physical releases. So I think we would
Oh, there you go.
definitely, yeah, I don't think, I think that it depends on the project, and obviously a project like Zack Snyder's Justice League that they would give the big theatrical carpet rollout to. Yeah, I think they would do the physical for that. Plus, they know how many physical copies of the first Zack Snyder's Justice League sold. You know what I mean? They know like that movie was. You go look at the physical the numbers for those physical copies through the roof, through the roof.
I will say this to Sean's comment about this is written by Screen Rant. That's how I felt about the Variety thing, because everyone was believing Variety and they've been around since like the early 1900s. Why would they lie about this $125 million profit margin for Superman 2025? I get it. Like I get it that we have to rely on these companies to not spread rumors and stuff like that. We have to treat it as facts sometimes, and that they're doing their own. That it's not like a TMZ, right? Where it's like,
Mhm.
oh, I heard this from this source or whatever, and because sometimes they get it wrong, sometimes they get it right. So it's just kind of like it's what's being reported by multiple sources, and this is just one of them, right?
Well, and they're not the only ones reporting on this either.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, they aren't.
And
It's
also,
everywhere.
yeah, yeah, and Sean, it's all good. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
You
All
got you
right.
got Yahoo News reporting on it. You got Collider. You got Screen Rant. You got Bleeding Cool News. It's everywhere. Anybody that's covering film is covering this acquisition and is talking about Netflix right now. So
Yeah.
So this is like I said, these are pros and cons going on. Me personally, um at this point, I don't care where it lands. I just want it done. I just want it done. I just want Zack to finish his movies. If it gets to Netflix, great. If it goes to Paramount, great. I don't care
we just
because
want the movies. Yeah.
I just want the movies. That's it.